Welcome to Rishabh in Germany, your guide to ease of life as an international student.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the path to individual PhD in Germany. We will discuss in detail that how to apply for individual PhD here, how to contact the supervisor. We will discuss the kind of proposal that you should have, the funding possibilities, after and what you should do once you get the funding. We will discuss the whole and soul process for individual PhD in Germany. So the very first step in this case is preparing your research proposal. This is the most important step because everything depends on this. If this is not right, you will not get responses and nothing will happen. You will not get response from your supervisor, and if that is done, then getting a funding is more difficult if your proposal is not correct. So we have to focus that how your research proposal should be. First of all, the document should not exceed 15 to 20 pages. That's the maximum limit. I will recommend 15 pages. And again, this proposal should include your clear idea, what you want, what is your interest, what will be your time schedule, what will be your methodology, and what's your problem statement. And if possible, do include main research question as well. I understand that is a bit difficult in initial stages, but do include that because the first thing that supervisor look for is the research question. So what do you want from your research? Yeah, so try to include all this structuring in your proposal, make it a precise document or of 15 pages or 20 pages maximum. Be clear what you want. Don't use AI. I highly recommend write with your own words because it's really and then it's get more convincing if you are clear with your thoughts. You should have a clear introduction, what you want, what is the project background, what is the project overview, and what is the problem statement. While writing problem statement, you have to be clear what is the exactly research gap that you are targeting with your PhD. That gap needs to be very concrete because if the gap is not really evident, nobody will take interest in your research. Again, this is not a master thesis or bachelor thesis, this is a PhD dissertation, which have to be really something that gives something to the nation. So yeah, be precise, take your time, maybe months. It's fine, it's fine, it's really fine. You have to be, but eventually your document should tell the complete story in 15 pages that what you want from your research. That is done. Once you have your proposal ready, you have to see the supervisors. Okay, you have to, and how to check for the supervisors, you have to go on the university's websites that you know that have some kind of department or faculties that like teach or work on the field that you are working in. So let's say if you are from chemical engineering background, so you have to look for the universities that do teaches chemical engineering or some kind of modules regarding to that, because then only that university will have some kind of chair is basically a sub department under a major department in university. So if a university having a department of engineering and technology, then it will have different chairs for each of the sub departments. So chair of mechanical engineering, chair of electronics, chair of computer science. So you have to see what is your concern chair in that particular university. Once you found that, and then you have to look for the team of that. So the people working for chair, and every chair will have one head, then that will be the supervisor you want to apply to. Every chair have one professor who is already a doctorate or postdoctorate who handles and controls the whole chair. You have to write your request email for supervision to that particular person. Mostly every chair will have only one head, and sometimes there are multiple heads, but they are uh, people who are not head are not really allowed to guide or like become a supervisor for PhD students. So yeah, it takes time to figure out who exactly you should mail, but you take your time. Do not rush. I recommend take your time in this and send them emails. While writing email, be very precise with your body of your mail, what you want. You have to mention a little bit about yourself. So a bit of motivation letter types, and second part should talk about little bit about the topic, because sometimes uh, the supervisor will not really check your attachments. They will just read what your topic is. If they're interested, then they will download and open. Otherwise, they will not even look at your proposal. So you have to write 3 or 4 lines about the topic as well in your mail. Then attach your CV and your research proposal in that email. And some universities do recommend to attach your academic transcripts as well. So it's okay if you can do that. That's fine. Because sometimes professors are highly interested that in seeing, okay, what was your academic background in your bachelor's or and master's. So it's good to attach a single PDF which will have all your bachelor's and master's degrees and transcripts of records. Yeah, so that's how you should complete your mail and send them. And then you have to look for a number of universities where you can find your specific supervisor who are already leading some chairs in that university, and then you need to write them emails. Once you are done with sending them emails, you have to wait. Sometimes they reply in weeks, months, but they will reply in most of the cases. In my case, I got the reply in like 2 hours, surprisingly, but it really depends. So you have to have enough patience while writing the email. Uh, yeah, there are high chances you will initially get lots of rejections, so don't get demotivated. That's really the case. That happens every time. You will get number of rejections because people here do believe in replying to your emails rather than just leaving behind. So they will do reply even if they are not interested in many cases. And if you like you realize that, okay, 2 months are gone and I have not received any reply, positive or negative, you can send follow-up emails. That's really fine. That's not like you don't have patience or something. That's fine. You can send follow-up emails after some period of time, but don't do rush in that as well. Once a supervisor will find interest in your proposal, they will send you invite for an online interview where they will ask you to propose or to discuss about your topic. And if they will find everything perfect, they will say, okay, I can supervise you and I will sign the supervision contract for you. Once you have the supervision contract, you can apply for admission to that specific university as a PhD student. And as I mentioned earlier, this will be an individual PhD in that university. So that university should have the set of rules for individual PhDs. You have to follow that. What is the procedure? Uh, and, you, and then you need to get registered as a student there. You need to figure out your funding, because in most of the individual PhD cases, the supervisor will not give you any kind of fundings. They will just give you supervision. They will just give you authority that you can become a PhD student here. I will supervise you, but you need to figure out your funding, right? You will not uh, be able to do a full-time job here while doing your PhD. That's not even allowed. So you will be a student. You have to figure out your living expenses, because there will be no tuition fees in Germany for individual PhD as well. So you will mostly do the only the semester contributions. That will be just around 300 to 400 euros per semester. So it's really cheap. But you need to figure out your living expenses here. So for that, you have number of fundings available throughout the Germany for the researchers. The list is really long. I can say very confidently that there are around 20 or 25 fundings available for PhD students specifically in Germany. Yes, there are some segregations for the like for some fields. So for the engineering, there might be some specific funding, and some might be general as well. You need to do detailed research in that. Your supervisor can also help you in that. You can ask for him if he can help you in that. But basically, you need to figure out on your own. Nobody will help you. You need to apply to the various fundings. In many cases, universities do have their own funding for their PhD students, but the competition gets really high in getting these fundings. So again, once you see the advertisement, you see an opening for funding, you need to apply with your research proposal, with your academic uh, documents, your supervision contract, and your admission letters, and everything. You need to apply for the funding. Funding decision takes usually 2 months, 3 months around, and they will tell you, let you know that okay, you got the funding for 3 years. And every funding have their own guidelines that you need to follow once you get it. Some funding says that okay, we will check you again after 2 years, what's your status, or we can continue with your funding or not, are you doing nice. But once you get it, it will mostly last for 3 years. That's I'm pretty sure. uh and yeah, once you get the funding, you can just fly into Germany and start your PhD under your supervisor. So that's the whole process. uh I again mentioned that it's really 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 tough to get individual doctorate, because all the steps are really difficult. But but it's not impossible, it's doable. Every universities have around 3 4 students every year who do their individual doctorates on a funded project. So yeah, you just need to follow the correct method, and then it's really doable. So I wish you all the very best, and stay tuned for more such videos. I will be soon uploading the path to structured PhD as well, so stay tuned. Thank you.